to my review of Mockingjay Part 1. Mockingjay Part 1 is directed by Francis Lawrence. It stars Jennifer Lawrence and then a bunch of other very talented actors and actresses. Now, the premise of this movie follows the second installment of this series of films, which is Catching Fire, and it's coming off of what took place in that movie. Katniss is really no longer who she used to be. She just seems to be very fearful of a lot of things, and she's just very broken with the whole situation of losing Peeta and just everything that took place for like the past 2 years with her life being part of this game that the Capitol does. And the movie just basically follows that storyline and just her trying to rise up and be a symbol to this revolution that they're trying to create between all the different districts to fight against the Capitol. Going into the film, I was a little scared because I saw the Rotten Tomato ratings, and then I saw some people who saw the movie early, like they were posting their opinions about the film. They weren't spoiling anything, they were just saying what they felt towards the film, and it got me a little nervous. And then it didn't help that the majority of the people I was with to see the movie in theaters, I saw it the week it came out. I know this review is really late. They all read the book, and they were all telling me that this was their least favorite of all the books. So having that, stuff in my head going into this movie, I went in with pretty low expectations in a way, even though I was excited for this film. This was one of my most anticipated movies for this year, so I was pretty hyped for it, but at the same time I was being realistic towards it. With that mindset, it helped me a lot in overall enjoying this film. I actually really enjoyed this movie. I just enjoyed the overall tone of it. I enjoyed the political tone, the social tone. I just loved everything about the story, and just even it's a slow built up because, obviously this movie is just one part of a overall story, so it's like you can't really expect too much out of it. You can't expect a full story out of this movie because it's literally called Mockingjay Part 1, so you're expecting to get only a portion of the story, so you already have that mindset going into the movie. So I enjoyed for what they gave me as an audience member with this first part building up to the second part. Now, I've never read Mockingjay, so I cannot tell you whether or not if the book is justified to be cut into 2 movies. Though the people I was with who've read the book, they told me that actually, even though this book has been cut into 2, this first part of the movie left out things from the book, which I found that to be interesting. When those who read the book I was with told me that, I was like, okay, so maybe it is justified that this book was cut into 2 parts. And so that made me feel better over the whole idea that this movie was cut into 2, that it was justified, because I felt like what they were telling in this movie and what they were setting up was done fine for me. I didn't find the movie boring at all because I was so into the film and the overall story and what was taking place with Katniss and everybody else. There was so many intense moments in the movie that I really liked. I mean, especially towards the end of it, that I really liked. So overall, this movie kept me entertained. It kept me, interested in what they were trying to tell, and it really built up to what's going to take place in the second part, I believe. Yes, it was different to the tone of the first and the second movie. There is no Hunger Games going on. Katniss isn't running around and fighting other kids or fighting other people. That's not really taking place. And I think that's the thing that really turned people off. Like, they were expecting more action and more violence, and this movie didn't really have it. There wasn't that many action scenes, to be completely honest. It was mostly like quiet moments with Katniss, or people talking to each other and exchanging ideas and trying to plan things out with Katniss when it comes to her representing this revolution that they're trying to have, and having her being the Mockingjay. Like, that was what this movie was about. It was mostly a drama. It wasn't really about, action. Like, there was hardly any action in this movie. It was mostly talking, and people don't really like movies that there's a lot of talking. But me personally, if the story is interesting enough and I am invested in these characters and the overall story, me personally, I'm going to enjoy it. So overall, I really enjoyed Mockingjay Part 1 a lot more than I was expecting to, because again, I went in thinking, oh my god, this could possibly be a really bad movie, and I came out being like, good. It's not a bad movie. I actually really like it. For me personally, I really did enjoy it. It was overall great. The acting was great. Seeing Philip Seymour Hoffman again was so sad but great at the same time. Also, Julianne Moore as President Coin, I believe her name was, she was pretty excellent. I really liked her character. She's a little creepy looking. Her eyes were a little weird. She was just a little different, but overall I really liked her character. So I really liked the introduction to her character, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with her in the next part. And I want to know more about her. Like, they gave us, you know, a little backstory about her, but she's interesting enough that I want to know more about her. So overall, I definitely recommend this movie to anybody who has any remote interest, who hasn't already seen it. Go check it out, support this film, or just wait for the second part to come out and just watch it as one big 4-hour film. Whichever way you want to. So that is my review of Mockingjay Part 1. Thank you all for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Hey guys, so it's been a while since I've made a video. I'll explain why that is towards the end of the video, but this is a haul that I'm going to be doing of stuff that I got Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then some discount stuff that I got the week before Thanksgiving, and some other stuff that was sent to me, and basically just a big haul of just a lot of things that I got here. So let's get into it, because this is kind of... The first thing I'm going to talk about is something that was sent to me by moviepilot.com.